Where is Canada? Canada is a country in North America that touches 3 oceans, with an area of 3,855,103 square miles, 9,984,670 square kilometers. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the east to the Pacific Ocean in the west. Canada also reaches north to the cold Arctic Ocean. It's no wonder that Canada's motto is "From Sea to Sea." Did you know? Canada is the second largest country in the world. Only Russia is larger. Hudson Bay reaches into Canada from the Atlantic Ocean. 4 of the 5 Great Lakes lie on Canada's southern border. The United States is Canada's neighbor to the south and northwest. Canada is divided into 10 provinces and 3 territories. Its capital is Ottawa. Fun fact: Canada's coastline is 151,019 miles, 243,042 kilometers long. That's more coastline than any other country in the world. The land. Canada's landscape varies greatly from coast to coast. In the east, rocky shoreline gives way to rolling hills. Farmland spreads across lowlands in the southeast. The Canadian Shield covers much of eastern and central Canada. There, a thin layer of soil lies on top of a thick layer of rock. The area has dense forests and many clear lakes. In the west, fields of wheat stretch across open prairies. Tall mountain ranges rise west of the prairies. Mountainsides covered with forests slope down to the Pacific shore. Long, narrow inlets of water, called fjords, cut into the rocky Pacific coastline. Did you know? The Bay of Fundy on Canada's Atlantic coast has the highest tides in the world. At low tide, the water moves away from shore. At high tide, the water rises again. The difference in the water level between high tide and low tide can be as much as 56 feet, 17 meters. Fun fact: Central Canada is dinosaur territory. Dinosaurs roamed this area more than 75 million years ago. Today, people can hunt for dinosaur bones in Dinosaur Provincial Park. The Arctic. Canada's far north lies in the Arctic. Some islands in this area have tall mountains topped with glaciers. These sheets of ice and snow creep slowly toward the sea. Most of the Arctic is tundra. This flat, treeless land is frozen most of the year. The winters are very cold, and it is dark almost all the time. The tundra changes when summer and sunlight return to the Arctic. The top layer of earth thaws and colorful flowers bloom. In summer, the sun is even out in the middle of the night. Did you know? Baffin Island in the Arctic has more than 10,000 glaciers. Giant icebergs break off the glaciers when they meet the sea. Fun fact: for hundreds of years, people in the Arctic have built inuksuks on the bare tundra. These stone landmarks show direction or mark hunting grounds. Wildlife. Fun fact: forests on the Pacific coast have trees that are more than 1,000 years old. The trees are over 300 feet, 91 meters tall, and 13 feet, 4 meters wide. Canada is famous for its wildlife. The country's forests give shelter to elk, moose, wolves, and foxes. Grizzly bears and cougars hunt on mountain slopes. Bighorn sheep roam the mountain peaks. The cold Arctic is home to polar bears, musk oxen, and caribou. Beavers cut down trees near lakes and rivers. Killer whales, seals, and walruses swim in the nearby oceans. Puffins and blue herons nest on the Atlantic coast. The people. Canada is home to about 34 million people. They come from many backgrounds. Most people have ancestors who came from France, Great Britain, or Ireland. Other large groups came from Germany, Italy, and Ukraine. In recent years, many people have arrived from China, India, and the Philippines. Native peoples have lived in Canada for thousands of years. Today, First Nations people and Inuits make up only a small part of the population. Did you know? Nunavut means our land in the Inuit language. Nunavut became a Canadian territory in 1999. About half of all Inuits in Canada live in Nunavut. Daily life. Did you know? The largest cities are in warmer southern parts of Canada. Almost 3 out of 4 Canadians live less than 100 miles, 161 kilometers, from the U.S. border. Many Canadians live in houses or apartments in Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, or other large cities. They drive cars, take the bus, or ride the subway to get to work, supermarkets, and shopping malls. People also live in small towns or on family farms in the countryside. Communities in the Arctic are far apart. The Canadians who live there rely on the internet for shopping, banking, and schooling. Fun fact: there are few roads between towns in the Arctic. People use snowmobiles to get around in winter. In summer, they use boats and airplanes. Going to school. Canadians start school when they are 5 years old. In grade school, they study reading, math, science, and social studies. Students take art classes, learn how to use computers, and go on field trips. After 8th grade, students go to high school. They choose classes that will get them ready for universities or jobs. In the province of Quebec, classes are taught in both French and English. Working. More than half of Canadian workers hold service jobs. They work in banks, hospitals, stores, and government offices. Other Canadians work in factories making parts for cars and airplanes. Canada's natural resources provide many jobs. Loggers cut down trees that are made into paper and lumber. Farmers grow grains, fruits, and vegetables in the rich soil. Fishermen bring in catches of lobster, shrimp, and herring. Miners dig up nickel, diamonds, gold, and other minerals. People around the world use goods shipped from Canada's ports. Playing. In their free time, Canadians visit friends, watch TV, and listen to music. They go to movies, museums, and zoos. In summer, Canadians camp and hike in more than 40 national parks. They go swimming, boating, and fishing. The long cold winters don't keep Canadians indoors. They go ice skating, snowmobiling, skiing, and snowboarding. They also play hockey, which is the country's most popular sport. Many Canadians learn to ice skate at an early age and play hockey all their lives. Fun fact: in winter, the frozen Rideau Canal in Ontario is the world's largest skating rink. It is nearly 5 miles, 8 kilometers long. Food. Fun fact: the maple syrup you pour on your pancakes might be from Canada. Canadians make most of the world's maple syrup. Canadians eat a wide variety of foods. The oceans provide fresh seafood. Clam chowder and salmon dishes are popular. French Canadians eat a meat pie called tourtière. In the province of New Brunswick, people cook up fiddlehead ferns. Caribou and moose dishes are often served in the far north. Maple syrup on snow is a treat during the maple sap harvest in the spring. People throughout Canada eat poutine. This dish features French fries covered with gravy and cheese curds. Restaurants offer food from around the world. Canadians enjoy French, Greek, Italian, and Chinese dishes. Holidays. Canadians celebrate many holidays, including Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's Day. Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving in October. They gather for a special meal that usually includes turkey and pumpkin pie. Canadians come together on July 1st for Canada Day. They celebrate the day in 1867 that Canada became a country. People have picnics and parades. At night, fireworks light up the sky. 2 languages. Fun fact: road signs in many parts of Canada are written in both English and French. English and French are Canada's 2 official languages. Most Canadians speak English. About 1 out of 5 Canadians speaks French. Most French-speaking Canadians live in Quebec. They work to keep their language and way of life alive in Canada. Some people who live in Quebec want it to become a separate country. Other Canadians want Quebec to stay a part of Canada. They believe it is an important part of Canadian history, tradition, and culture. Speak French. Hello, bonjour, goodbye, au revoir. Yes, oui. No, non. Please, s'il vous plaît. Thank you, merci. Friend, male, ami. Friend, female, ami. Fast facts about Canada. Canada's flag. Canada's flag is red and white. Red stands for England and white stands for France. People from these 2 countries were Canada's first European settlers. The maple leaf in the middle of the flag is a symbol of Canada. The country has used this flag since 1965. Official name: Canada. Area: 3,855,103 square miles. 9,984,670 square kilometers. Canada is the 2nd largest country in the world. Capital city: Ottawa. Important cities: Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Edmonton. Population: 33,759,742, July 2010. Official languages: English and French. National holiday: Canada Day, July 1st. Religions: Roman Catholic 42.6%, Protestant 23.3%, Nun 16%, Other 18.1%. Major industries: energy, fishing, forestry, manufacturing, mining, services. Natural resources: iron ore, nickel, zinc, copper, gold, diamonds, silver, fish, timber, coal, oil, natural gas. Manufactured products: cars, airplane parts, wood and paper products, petroleum products, food products. Farm products: wheat, barley, fruits, vegetables, dairy products. Unit of money, Canadian dollar. The dollar is divided into 100 cents. Glossary. Ancestors, relatives who lived long ago. Canadian Shield, a rocky land area that covers more than half of Canada and is topped by a thin layer of soil. This area has pine forests and thousands of lakes. First Nations, people whose ancestors lived in Canada before European explorers arrived. There are more than 600 First Nations groups in Canada. Fjords, long, narrow inlets of water between steep cliffs. Fjords are formed by the movement of glaciers. Great Lakes, large freshwater lakes on the border between Canada and the United States. The Great Lakes are Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. Lake Michigan is the only lake that doesn't touch Canada. Hudson Bay, a large bay in northeastern Canada that connects to the Atlantic Ocean. Inuits, native people who live mostly in Canada's Arctic. Lowlands, areas of land that are lower than the surrounding land. Minerals, elements found in nature. Gold, iron, and oil are examples of minerals. Motto, a saying that describes the beliefs or purpose of a person, group, or place. Natural resources, materials in the earth that are taken out and used to make products or fuel. Ports, sea harbors where ships can dock. Ships leave Canada's ports to bring goods to the rest of the world. Prairies, large areas of flat, grassy land. Provinces, areas within a country. Provinces follow all the laws of the country and make some of their own laws. Service jobs, jobs that perform tasks for people or businesses. Territories, areas of land that belong to a country. Tundra, frozen, treeless land. Beneath the surface, tundra is permafrost, or land that is permanently frozen.